السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. We'll continue tonight, inshallah, talking about the seerah of our great Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Tonight, I will talk, inshallah, about one of the important Ghazwat, the battles which happened in the time of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, which is called Ghazwat Bani al-Mustalaq or al-Muraysiyah. Who are Bani al-Mustalaq? Bani al-Mustalaq are a group or branch of Khuza'a. Their grandfather is al-Mustalaq, and his name is Judayma bin Sa'd bin Amr bin Rabi'a bin Haritha bin Amr bin Amir Ma As-Sama. When this happened, it happened in Sha'ban of the 5th year of Hijrat al-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The reason of this Ghazwa is, firstly, they supported Quraysh in Ghazwat Uhud against the Muslimin. Number two, these people, they are controlling the way to Mecca, so it was important for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to move this threat. Then the third reason, that the news came to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam that Bani al-Mustalaq are preparing to attack al-Medina. You remember what I mentioned in the previous talks, that after Uhud, you'll find some of the Arab at that time, they thought, because the end of Uhud was a defeat, they thought now it will be easy to defeat Muslims. So Bani al-Mustalaq were one of those who thought that they can prepare some of their supporters and their people and attack al-Medina. So Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, through the network that he has from informers, he learned that these people, they are preparing to attack al-Medina. So Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, he'd like to take the initiative to attack them before they attack him sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And what he did, he attacked them at night when they were asleep. So they just found Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Sahaba, 700 of them, and 30 horses, and these people, they just caught up because Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam attacked them at night, and all of them, they ran away, and they were unable to fight Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and he killed many of them, and he had a lot of them as sabaya, the booty, men and children, women and children, and some of their properties. And one of this sabi, the woman that they called, was Juwayriya bint al-Harith. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam defeated them, and he went back. So when they divided the sabi, this woman, between those who were with Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, Juwayriya bint al-Harith was in the share of Thabit bin Qais, or in some narrations, one of his cousins. So Thabit bin Qais, he said, you are my sabi now. So she said to him, what about if I buy myself from you? He said to her, that's fine, if you'd like to buy yourself from me, which called al-mukataba. What she did, she went to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Aisha, talking about this incident, she said, I saw that woman waiting in front of the house of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and she was a beautiful lady. So I thought she might be one of the future wives of Muhammad ﷺ. So she came and she said to Muhammad ﷺ, I am Juwaira bint al-Harith bin Dirar, and al-Harith bin Dirar, he was the leader of Bani al-Mustalaq. And she said to him, I was in the share of Thabit bin Qais, and I agreed with him that I'll buy myself. So I give him money and he will set me free. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, he said to her, but I can offer you something better than that. She said, what? He said, I can marry you and I will deal with Thabit bin Qais. She said, I agreed. So Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam married Juwaira bint al-Harith. And the next day, the news came to Muslims that now Juwaira bint al-Harith became the wife of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. And many of them who were with the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, now they have sabi and they have other properties from these people, Bani al-Mustalaq. Now there is a new situation that these people that they are the in-laws of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, how they can keep these people sabi and the properties of them. So they freed 100 people of Bani al-Mustalaq. And they are saying this woman that was the most blessed woman on her people, because she just married Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and all her people were freed at that time. So when the news came to Dirar, al-Harith bin Dirar, who was the leader, he came to Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam to talk to him about Juwairiya. So he said to him, she's my wife. And he offered him Islam and he became a Muslim. So all of them became Muslims. This Juwaira bint al-Harith, she was one of the great wives of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. She narrated many of the hadith of Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam about zakah and salah and other things. And one of the beautiful hadith that she narrated to show us that she was a very dedicated woman in the dhikr, that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw her making dhikr. He went and came back after a while, and she's still sitting there and she's doing the dhikr. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked her, what you been doing during this time? She said, I've been doing the dhikr. So Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, shall I tell you something better than that? And he said, لقد قلت بعدك أربع كلمات 3 مرات لو وزنت بما قلت منذ اليوم لوزنتهن. سبحان الله وبحمده عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. So he said to her, I said 4 words, and I said these 3 words 3 times, and if you'd like to compare the reward of saying these 3 words or these words with what you've been saying since the morning, it will be equal to them or more. And they are Subhanallah wa bihamdih, عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. So this is one of the du'as which are recommended in the morning and in the evening. So this is briefly Ghazwat al-Muraysiyah or Ghazwat Bani al-Mustalaq. What happened after this Ghazwa is very, very important. And 2 incidents happened, and in these 2 incidents, al-Munafiqun were part of this. Actually, they played the most important role in this. What was the first incident? The first incident, while Muslims were in their way back, they stopped, and they like to have water. So obviously the people will send to bring water their slaves. So one of them was slave to Muhajir, and one was slave to Ansar. So while they were trying to compete, who will be the first to get water, the slave of al-Muhajirin, he kicked the one of al-Ansar. So that one, he was unhappy with this, so he spoke to him. Then that slave of al-Muhajirin, he said, Ya lil-Muhajirin, and the other one, he said, Ya lil-Ansar, which is, at that time, it's a new language, because Islam, I can say, melted this tribalism and put all Muslims who are in Medina now in one group. Their name is Muslims. So the people start talking about, now there is two parties in Medina, the party of al-Muhajirin and the party of al-Ansar. This is a new language now. Who took these words now and tried to build a big story about it? Abdullah ibn Ubay. He said, أَوَفَعَلُوهَا? Did they do it? صدق من قال سَمِّن كَلْبَكَ يَأْكُلْكَ. He said that the one who said that look after your dog and make him big, then after that it will eat you. This is the situation he was talking about, the relation between Muhajirin and Ansar. So as he's saying, look, al-Muhajirun, they came from Mecca, we looked after them, we fed them, look what they are doing now, they like to eat us. And then he said, والله لأن رجعنا إلى المدينة ليخرجن الأعز منها الأذل. When you go back to Medina, those who have the high rank or the high status will move or kick out those who are humiliated. And again, he's meaning the people of Medina and the people of al-Muhajir. Who heard this, what he's saying? Zayd ibn Arqam. And Zayd ibn Arqam was a young boy at that time. So he mentioned this to his uncle. So his uncle took the news to Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and he said to him, Abdullah ibn Ubay is saying that. Obviously, Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam cannot accept this type of talking. And how you are talking like this, that when you go back to Al-Madinah, you force Muhajirin to leave. This is the meaning. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam called Abdullah ibn Ubay, and he said to him, the news came to me that you said that. He started to say, Wallahi, I didn't say that. Wallahi, I didn't say that. Now Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he have two persons. There is a young man, Zayd ibn Arqam, and Abdullah ibn Ubay. And Abdullah ibn Ubay was an old man at that time. So Nabi, and that Abdullah ibn Ubay saying, Wallahi I didn't say, Wallahi I didn't say. So he found himself in Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. He has to believe him. And he said, maybe Zayd ibn Arqam didn't hear the statement in a proper way. So he left him. And subhanallah al-azim, just after he left, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed Surah Al-Munafiq. That إذا جاءك المنافقون قالوا نشهد إنك لرسول الله والله يعلم إنك لرسول والله يشهد إن المنافقين لكاذبون اتخذوا أيمانهم جنة فصدوا عن سبيل الله إنهم ساء ما كانوا يعملون. So he mentioned that the munafiqeen will come and say, you are we witness, we declare that you are the Prophet of Allah. Abdullah ibn Ubay used to do this in the Masjid Al-Nabawi, to show you how, in new language, this, how con man he was. That he stand in the front of the Masjid and say, Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, we believe in you. People praise him. And in his heart, which is being expressed, in many cases, he wasn't. So قالوا نشهد إنك لرسول الله. They are saying, we witness that you are the Prophet. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, بلاغة القرآن here. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't say, والله يشهد إنك لرسوله. He didn't compare the shahada of Allah with the shahada of al-munafiqeen. Never. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah يعلم إنك لرسوله. This is a fact. This is a fact. It doesn't need a munafiq to come to say, you are the Prophet. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah yashhad in al-munafiqeen al-kadhib. So this means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is negating the shahada of these people. They are saying nashhad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, nashhadu innahum lakadhibun. That al-munafiqeen. What they are doing, اتخذوا أيمانهم جنة. So they took their ayman, wallahi, their oaths, like something to prevail, like a veil to hide behind it. So they just take the ayman, the oaths, just a way to pass what they are doing, and they were, as many of the scholars who spoke about Abdullah ibn Ubay, they said he was a person that when he speak, he talk in a way that you think that he's telling the truth, or if he'd like to pass a message, he use others to pass the message, but he try himself not to say I did that. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, after this, he brought Zayd ibn Arqam again, and he pulled his ear and he said, your ear was right and he was wrong. Because the uncle of Zayd ibn Arqam, he said, look, you put us in trouble. You said that you heard it, and Abdullah ibn Ubay made all these oaths that he didn't say it. Now Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam was unhappy about all of this, and he spoke to Usayd ibn Hudayr. He was one of the leaders of al-Ansar, and he said, Usayd ibn Hudayr, he asked the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, why you are trying to live in a time that you don't leave? Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, to make it easy for his Sahaba radwanullah alayhim, he used to leave when the sun is not too hot. So when they walk, it will not be difficult for them. But in that case, what he did in Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he asked them to move straight away, not to stay in that place, and he walked with them the whole night and the whole day. Then maybe half of the other night until they stop. So Sayyidina Hudayr, when he noticed that the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam left in a time which is unusual, he asked him, why? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said to him, أَوَبَلَغَ كَمَا قَالَ صَاحِبُكُمْ. So did you hear what your friend said? He said, who? Which friend you are talking about? He said, Abdullah ibn Ubay. He said, what did he say? He said, لا رجعنا إلى المدينة ليخرجن الأعز منها الأذل. That when we go back, that the one who has high status will move those who humiliated. Now Sayyid ibn Hudayr, he said very beautiful words to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, فأنت يا رسول الله تخرجه منها إن شئت وهو الذليل وأنت الأعز. He said, okay. He's saying, لِيُخْرِجَنَّ الْأَعَزُّ مِنْهَا الْأَذَلَّ. You are al-A'az. You are the one who has high status, and he will be the humiliated. You'll kick him out if you like. Then Sayyid Muhammad said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, irfiq bihi. Yani, be gentle to him, because before you came, we were preparing for him the crown to be our leader, our king. Now when you came, he thinks, or he thought, that you took his kingship from him. This is why he doesn't like you, and he is against you. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as I said, asked them to move all this time, to make them tired, and to forget this, as I said to you earlier, the new language. Because in Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam cannot tolerate that Muslims in Medina start using this language, that to make in Medina two parties, the party of Muhajirin and the party of Al-Ansar. Now Abdullah ibn Ubay, when this happened, and now it's confirmed, Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anhu came to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and he said, Ya Rasulullah, da'ni adrib unuqa. Let me kill him. How is saying this about the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam? So Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, he said to him, do you like the people to say that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is killing his people? Do you like the people to start saying, look, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is killing the people, his people? Because the other people, they cannot differentiate now between munafiq and non-munafiq. So they consider everyone with Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is a Muslim. He is a follower, he is a believer. Even Umar, he said, let someone else to do this. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he refused this. And this shows us, brothers, the wisdom of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, and the high quality of the leadership that alayhi salatu wasalam has. That he thinks very carefully about everything. So you can see that he refused to kill Abdullah ibn Ubay, and he can do this. Even to the extent, his son, Abdullah, he came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, O Prophet of Allah, everyone in Medina knows that I am the most dutiful son to my father. But if you'd like, and I heard or came to my knowledge, what he's saying. So, O Prophet of Allah, if you'd like to kill him, please let me kill him. Because I don't want to see the killer of my father in front of myself. Allahu Akbar. Look, brothers, to the extent that al-wala al-Islam, Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, to be loyal to your deen, to attach to this deen, will reach to the extent that he's ready to kill his father. Because his father now, he's abusing Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, abusing the deen. But he was a wise man also. He said, if you'd like to do it, let me do it. Because I don't want to see anyone else, killing my father and walking in the street. Then what he did, Abdullah ibn Ubay, Abdullah ibn Ubay, when the people were coming back, he stood in the entrance of Medina and he said, by Allah, you will not enter Medina, to his father, until the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam will give you the permission. And when the news came to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he said to him, no, give him the permission to enter al-Medina, because the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, he doesn't want problems to happen. Again, brothers and sisters, we show here the leadership of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, that he thinks about the position of every person. And this is something that you find sometimes the people, they don't understand. What is the weight, what is the importance of every person? The Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, he knows at that time that killing Abdullah ibn Ubay means a lot because he's from al-Khazraj. And there is people still, these, what we call it بالعربي رواسب الجاهلية, يعني the rotten of al-Jahiliyyah is still in the back of the minds of the people. Even in one of narration that Abdullah ibn Ubay, if something happened to him, there is many people will be unhappy with this. And when we come to the next story, we can see that the people still have some of this rawasib al-jahiliyyah in their minds. And it took time until it been cleared 100%. So we can see here the way that the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam dealt with this matter. Firstly, he refused the killing. Secondly, to make the people forget it, he made them working the day and night and half of the other night. Then when they arrived, they were so tired they just went to sleep. So they don't talk about it. Now al-munafiqun, they found that this incident or this attempt to fitna didn't work. Then another opportunity came to them. But now this opportunity is related to the wife of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Aisha talks about what happened, and this hadith in Bukhari. Aisha is saying that when we were coming back from Ghazwat al-Muraysiyah, they stopped in a place, and she went, Aisha radiallahu anha, there to just relieve herself. So when she came back, she noticed that a necklace dropped from her. So she went back to the same place where she relieved herself to pick the necklace. She found it. During that time, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked them to start moving. When they came to her camel, and there is on top of the camel there is something called al-hawdaj, and because she was young and very light, they didn't notice that she's not in the hawdaj, which is on the camel. So they moved. So when she came back, there's no one there, and it is desert, and at that time there's no mobile phones to call, no internet, there is nothing. What she can do? A lady in the middle of the desert. So she submitted herself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and she just laid down, and she thought that if nothing happened, she might die there. While she was there, she heard a person saying, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And that person, before al-hijab, he used to see Aisha as other of the women of the Prophet ﷺ and other believers. So what he did, he brought his camel down, and she just came on the camel, and he pulled the camel until they reached the army, because it was maybe the whole distance, maybe half an hour or something like this. Now this happened in front of everyone. Sahabi radiallahu anhu came and he with a woman. And who's the woman? Aisha, the wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. For many Muslims who are there, it wasn't something that they can talk about it. They can understand any explanation of what happened. But al-Munafiqun, they found in this now a very good opportunity for them to start abusing or making rumors about Aisha radiallahu anha. And to the extent they said that we cannot believe that he didn't touch her or something happened between them. Now the news started to go very quickly in Medina. Who was the leader of this big lie? Abdullah ibn Ubay. And who spoke about it? Hassan bin Thabit, and another one called Mistah, and Hamna, the sister of Zainab bint Jahsh. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam started to listen to this, and al-Wahy didn't come to him to tell him what happened. And this shows us, brothers, that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a human being. Because if he knows al-ghaib, for example, he will straight away he'll say, I know what happened, and I know exactly what happened, and he will tell them what happened, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the people will believe him. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam doesn't know al-ghaib. So for 1 month, in Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was in a situation that he doesn't know what to do in this matter. Aisha at that time, she became ill. And the people talking about her, and she doesn't know what's going on. In Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, again, he doesn't say anything. He didn't say that, look, you committed something, finish, or do al-had on her, because he doesn't have a proof. And the people talking, so he cannot again say that there is nothing happening. So he used to come while she was ill and just ask, كيف تيكم? How about that woman? This continued for a month, until one day Aisha radiallahu anha, with the mother of Mustah and another lady, they went out to relieve themselves, because this was the situation at that time. They don't have toilets in the houses. Later they started to do some part of the toilets which is not far from the houses, because the people at that time, they believed that you cannot have the toilet inside the house, because it will bring you diseases and problems. It's not only there, even here in England, I think 70 or 80 years ago, you don't have the toilet inside the house, or even the bathroom. So you'll find it outside. The people go to the public one. Anyway, so she went with Mustah and another lady. They finished. In the way back, Mustah tripped. So when she tripped, she said, "Ta'isa Mustah." Yani she said that, like someone say, go to hell, or somewhere like this. So Aisha, she said, why you are saying this about Mustah? Mustah is a Sahabi radiallahu anh, what I know about him, everything good. She said, you are very naive. You don't know what he's saying. She said, what he's saying? Then Mustah told her the whole story. This is what they are saying. Now Aisha heard this, and when she went home, she started crying the whole night. The second night, The second day, for 2 days and night, she just crying. Now, the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, he came and asked her, because now he'd like to know the truth from her. She asked, let my father and my mother come. So they came, and the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked her. He said, look, the people, they are saying so and so. If you are innocent, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will prove that you are innocent. If you committed something, then seek Allah's forgiveness, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He accepts the tawbah and He will forgive. Aisha radiallahu anha, she said to Abu Bakr radiallahu anha, speak please. He said, I don't know what to say. And really, brothers and sisters, imagine that you are in the same situation. What you can say? He said, I don't know what to say. Then she said to her mother, please speak. And she said, I don't know what to say. Then Aisha said, look, if I say I am innocent, you will not believe me. Because the people, they are talking. And if I say I did it, you will believe me. Then this means that I am confessing something which has nothing to do with me. The only thing I can say, and she's saying in that, at that time, I know some Quran. She said, I will say, as Yaqub said, Sabrun Jameel, Wallahu Musta'an ala ma tasifun. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he found that what she's saying, he liked to consult now. So he asked Ali ibn Abi Talib and Usama ibn Zayd. Usama ibn Zayd, he said to him, what I know is good about her, but ask her slave or servant and she will tell you. So they asked the lady, which called Buraira, and said to her, what do you know about Aisha? She said, what I know about her, everything good. And she's a lady who's still young, to the extent sometimes she's preparing the dough and then maybe the chicken come and eat it. So this shows you how innocent she is. Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu, he said that if you'd like, you can marry another one, because there is many women. This sentence, you will find the Shia, they are making a big problem about it, and they said this is where the problem between Aisha and Ali started, and this is later why Aisha, this is what they are saying, fought Ali ibn Abi Talib, and until now they are saying, until this day, they are saying Aisha committed zina, walayadu billah, which is something I will talk about it later. Now Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, after all this information, consultation, he stood in the minbar and he said, O people, O Muslims, there is people spoke about my wife badly, and by Allah, the only thing I know about my wife, that she is a righteous person. And I'd like this to stop. So Sa'd ibn Ubadah, who was the leader of al-Khazraj, he stood and he said, Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he said, Ya Rasulullah, if that person from Al-Aws, I will deal with him. If he is from our brothers Al-Khazraj, we'll deal with him. Sa'd ibn Ubadah, he was the leader of Al-Khazraj. He stood, he now, this tribalism worked. He said, how you deal with him? Kill him? We cannot allow you to kill him. Doesn't matter who is. Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, he said, no, we will kill him. The people started to quarrel in the masjid, and the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam started to calm them down, and he said this is not accepted, and he mentioned about this tribalism, دعوها فإنها منتنة. So leave it because it stinks. Talking about tribalism. The whole situation continued for about 40 days. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed the ayahs in Surah Al-Tawbah. And the ayahs, إن الذين جاءوا بالإفك عصبة منكم لا تحسبوه شرا لكم بل هو خير لكم لكل امرئ منهم ما اكتسب من الإثم والذي تولى كبره منهم له عذاب عظيم لولا إذ سمعتموه ظن المؤمنون والمؤمنات بأنفسهم خيرا وقالوا هذا إفك مبين لولا جاءوا عليه بأربعة شهداء فإذ لم يأتوا بالشهداء فأولئك عند الله هم الكاذبون ولولا فضل الله عليكم ورحمته في الدنيا والآخرة لمسكم فيما أفضتم فيه عذاب عظيم إذ تلقونه بألسنتكم وتقولون بأفواهكم ما ليس لكم به علم وتحسبونه هينا وهو عند الله عظيم ولولا إذا سمعتموه قلتم ما يكون لنا أن نتكلم بهذا سبحانك هذا بهتان عظيم يعظكم الله أن تعودوا لمثله أبدا إن كنتم مؤمنين ويبين الله لكم الآيات والله عليم حكيم. Then إن الذين يحبون الفاحش أن تشيع الفاحشة في الذين آمنوا لهم عذاب أليم في الدنيا والآخرة والله يعلم وأنتم لا تعلمون ولولا فضل الله عليكم ورحمته وأن الله رؤوف رحيم. So these ayahs, very clear message that what happened was just a big lie, a rumor, which has no basis at all. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ جَاءُوا بِالْإِفْكِ عُصْبَةٌ مِنْكُمْ. So those who made this lie about Aisha radiallahu anha, they are part of you. And don't think it is bad. It is good that it will make you understand who are the true believers and who are hypocrites. And also, the scholars, they said, the good thing from this incident that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about the rules of the adultery and fornication, and He spoke about the false witness and those people who are talking badly about the honor of the woman, what is their punishment. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالَّذِي تَوَلَّى كِبْرَهُ مِنْهُمْ لَهُ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ, which means Abdullah ibn Ubay, as all the Mufassirin said, that the one who took the lead in this and he was spreading the rumors, he will have a severe punishment. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the believers how to deal with this type of rumors. That ظن المؤمنون والمؤمنات بأنفسهم خيرا. You must think good about yourself, because you have to put yourself in the same situation. Am I going to do this or not? And this is why they are saying that the believers in that time, there were three groups, or the people in Medina. So the first group who we're talking about this, which is I mentioned, Abdullah ibn Ubay, Mustah ibn Uthatha, Hamna bint Jahsh, and Hassan bin Thabit. These are those who were talking. The other group, which is the true believers, they said no, like Abu Ayyub al-Ansari and his wife. They said this never happened, and we cannot believe that Aisha will do something like this. Other believers, they didn't say anything. They didn't involve in it. They didn't say it at all. And other believers, they were talking about it, thinking that this is something okay. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's here advising Muslims at that time, and now and until the day of judgment. When you hear something about this, don't start spreading the rumors without being sure that this is or realizing that this is something very dangerous. And unfortunately, brothers, until now, if the news came that a person, he done very well, the people, they say, oh, did he? They are not sure if he did it or not. But if the news came about important person, that important person, they found him stealing, or they found him with a lady in one room, straight away the people believe. Astaghfirullah. Where is the implementation of these ayahs? لولا سمعتموه ظن المؤمنون والمؤمنات بأنفسهم خيرا. You must think good about yourself, that we are believers, we are not committing these types of things. You have to be 100% sure before you start talking about your brother or your sister. You have to be sure. And this is one of the bad habits, unfortunately, in the Muslim communities. Straight away, if they notice a girl doing anything, they don't try to think about good, or a man doing something. No one will think about good. They start saying, oh, there's something wrong going on. Why he's there, why she's there, what? Maybe there is incident, there is something happened. Not necessary that if you see a man with a woman standing together, they are just the next minute they will commit fornication. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. These type of ideas which comes to the people and try when there's something like this happen, this is not the situation of the believers. This is the Quran saying, لولا إذ سمعتموه ظن المؤمنون والمؤمنات بأنفسهم خيرا وقالوا هذا إفك عظيم, which is an advice, an order to the believers all the time. They are saying here, give them the benefit of doubt. The non-believers, if you hear something, they say, oh, try to give him benefit of doubt. Allahu Akbar. Islam is saying to you something better. Firstly, when you hear bad news about your brother or sister, say, no, this is not true. I cannot believe it. Put the possibility that this might not happen at all. Then after that, if something happened, you say, Astaghfirullah al-Azim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. May Allah forgive them. May Allah help them to face the problem. This is how we should act if there's something like this happen. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said how to deal with these matters. If there is no confession, the person himself didn't come and say, I did it, man or woman, then you need 4 witnesses. And the 4 witnesses must say the same witness. So the way describing the place, the action, where they were, everything, the details must be the same. But if Shahid number 1, he said, I saw them in the kitchen and Number two, he said, no, I saw them in the living room. Now the witness is batil. And both of them now considered to be what? Kadhib. Their shahada is batil and they will have 80 lashes. Before you talk about the honor of the people, you must be sure that you saw it in front of your eyes and you have witnesses with you. If there is no witnesses with you, just keep it quiet. Let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punish them. It's not your problem to punish them. Allah will punish them. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he said, لولا إذ سمعتم لولا جاءوا عليه بأربعة شهداء. They must bring 4 witnesses. فإذ لم يأتوا بالشهداء فأولئك عند الله هم الكاذبون. If they don't bring the shuhada, 4 witnesses, this means that they are liars. Now, in the case of Aisha, do you have 4 witnesses? So, Aisha, radiallahu anha, may Allah protect her, has something with Safwan? No, there's nothing. No one saw anything. The only thing they saw that she was in the camel and the man brought her. But this doesn't mean anything. So they cannot produce the 4 shuhada. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminded them, لولا فضل الله عليكم ورحمته في الدنيا والآخرة لمسكم فيما أفضتم فيه عذاب عظيم. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is most gracious, most merciful. If He doesn't help you with your rahmah, then those who did that, they must have a severe punishment. And then He said that why you are spreading it, تلقونه بألسنتكم وتقولون بأفواهكم. So you are saying something you have no real knowledge about it. So why you are talking about this subject if you don't know the full details? And what you should do, ولولا إذ سمعتموه قلتم ما يكون لنا أن نتكلم بهذا. So when you hear it, so you said, we don't want to talk about this. سبحانك هذا بهتان عظيم. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to them, this is something must not happen again. Now, what the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did, those 3, Hamna bin Jahsh and Hassan bin Thabit, and the other one, Mustah, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam punished these 3. He didn't punish Abdullah ibn Ubay. And one of the scholars, he said, why Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam didn't punish him? He said, because the punishment in dunya will purify you in akhirah. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he doesn't want this man to be purified in this dunya. Let him carry his problems actually, to the akhirah with him. And on the other hand, that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he doesn't want to make a big fitna, because he knows there is others, they are supporting al-Khazraj. Now Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anh, when he knew about this and he knew Mustah bin Athatha was one of those who are spreading the rumors, he said, and he used to spend on him, he said, by Allah, from now on I will not spend on this person. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed in the same surah, Surah An-Nur, ayah 22, وَلَا يَأْتَلِ أُولُو الْفَضْلِ مِنْكُمْ وَالسَّعَةِ أن يؤتوا إلى القربى والمساكين والمهاجرين في سبيل الله وليعفوا وليصفحوا ألا تحبون أن يغفر الله لكم والله غفور رحيم. Don't let those who the believers and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them stop spending on those who are in need because of what happened. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made an invitation. ألا تحبون أن يغفر الله لكم. You don't like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you? When Abu Bakr radiallahu anh heard this, he said, Bala, I like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive me. Then he continued spending on Uthatha again. There is many lessons we can learn from Hadith al-Ifk. Firstly, Tabri'at Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha, that she was innocent from this. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Muslims how to deal with matters like this. And Muslims all the time must think good about themselves. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these ayahs, He said that those who brought these news were liars. Now, after all of these ayahs, brothers, and hadith, then we still find these days people still talking about Aisha radiallahu anha, which is really, when you think about it, it's something hurts you as a believer for many reasons. The first thing, that Aisha al-Mu'mineen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَأَزْوَاجُهُ أُمَّهَاتُهُ. So Aisha, Khadija, Salama, Juwayriya, Maymuna, Zainab bint Jahsh, Maria, all of these, Ummahat al-Mu'mineen. Just imagine if al-Mu'mineen, the mother of al-Mu'mineen, is doing this. What about the Mu'mineen? Do you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept the mother of the believers to do a sin like this? This is impossible. Number two, if in Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he wasn't sure that she's innocent, why he kept her? It was easy. If he found that this happened, then he would say, "Khalas, divorce her and that's it, finished." But the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam kept her. And when he died, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he was in her room, and he died on her chest. His head was on her chest. And if in Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, our prophet, our leader, our guider, the one that we are looking for his shafa'ah on the day of judgment, how can he accept Aisha if she committed this crime? When you say this, you are accusing Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the youth. You heard this word, the youth? Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, "La yadkhul jannata the youth." The one who accept his family to commit zina wal iyadu billah, and accept that, doesn't do any of this, this is the youth in the Islam code. And he will not enter Jannah. Can anyone imagine that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam himself, the one who is saying the hadith, will be the youth wal iyadu billah? How come? Then these ayahs, they are proving that Aisha radiallahu anha is innocent in many words. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed Quran about her. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't reveal Quran and it's only hadith, then the people, they say, oh, this hadith might be da'if, might be weak, might be fabricated. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that there will be Shia in this ummah, that they will talk about Aisha in this manner. So he put the tabri of Aisha in the Quran. Which means that the one who doesn't believe in these ayahs, he doesn't believe in the Quran. Full stop. So the one who is still accusing Aisha of this, after this clarification, and myself, I read in some of their tafsir, they said, oh, this is nothing to do with Aisha. Subhanallah. But al-ifk, everyone he knows what al-ifk about. But these people, for political reasons, and to destroy Islam, they are doing these things. So we have to be sure about this matter. And when you hear someone of those, unfortunately, talking about the subject, The ayahs are clear and the reply is from Allah, not from me or anyone else. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punish all those who are talking badly about the wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped me to talk about tonight, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you who've been listening to this lecture, and I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive me and all of you and make all of us alive until we enter the month of Ramadan, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all of us among those people who will be freed from the hellfire in Ramadan. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.